Yeah, man. It's the one and only DJ Chase, man. We back, man. Missouri Zone. We got a dope episode for you guys today, man. Another pregame party miss podcast with the one and only DJ Chase. I told y'all, man, I'm kind of famous. I does this, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of cool. So with that being said, once again, man, we got to get to our sponsors first, man. The pregame party miss podcast. First, download that DJ Chase radio mobile app, man. iPhone, Android. Rapmarkets.com. This website coming soon. GCPR, the marketing house. Shout out to Lamar Rice, the hottest publicist in the game. Meet Mafia Steaks, they Whitey, South Carolina. Podcast director, use the promo code DJ Chase, get 20% off your order. Get the hottest touch with the hottest podcast. And Groove, the hottest platform to get in touch with players, curators, get real feedback from real people, not bots such as myself. So with that being said, we got the one and only, the superstar, the legend, the young legend, Miss Jenna Kay in the building. How you doing today, mama?
I am doing good. Thank you for having me back. I'm happy to be here again.
Of course, of course. A lot has happened since the last interview, man. Like you are
Absolutely.
touring, you getting magazine covers, you doing a lot of work now. What's up?
Gosh, I don't even know. Things have just been like kind of a whirlwind and
Yeah.
just with the album and everything, getting it charted and also just like seeing all of the love that people have from the album. And so I'm really grateful.
Yeah, yeah, love it, love it, love it. And then with that being said, so before we get started, I just kind of want to reintroduce you to people. So you're from Fenton, Missouri, correct?
Yes, I am. Fenton, Missouri, born and raised, moved about 3 years ago to Tennessee.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And with that being said, what part of Tennessee you reside in right now?
So right now I'm in Brentwood, Tennessee. I've been here for like up to 3 years and I love it. I love how it's also like not too far from the city. So it's like a
Yeah.
good 25, 30 minutes depending on traffic.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, but the only downside is I live on like the worst road ever, which is Concord Road. And it's
Mm,
like like if
yeah.
you've been to Tennessee, it's just like the craziest, like most high traffic road ever, no matter what time of day.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, it's kind of like honestly, it's funny because my neighborhood's getting like that now. When I moved here 2 years ago, I'm a New Yorker. It's
Yeah.
getting a little weird here. So I'm thinking about moving
Oh
also.
yeah. Oh
Uh,
really? Where are we thinking?
Tennessee, Butler,
Okay.
Butler, Tennessee. I'm on it. I'm on it.
Okay,
For
okay, you
sure, for
never
sure.
know.
Yeah, yeah, Butler, yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. So with that being said, Jenna, you got the Smart Sass, the album out. You know what I'm saying? You've been touring it. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing your damn thing. You know what I'm saying? You've been working, grinding. What it has been. Because once again, my show. If anybody's tuning in, my show is dedicated to music education. And what is one of the things that you've learned being torn? And I know it's grueling. What is one thing that you learned torn?
Gosh, when I tour, I love to like explore different backgrounds of people and like also just like see different like cultures and different like atmospheres. I love to like hear people's like backstories of just who they are and just learn all different types of people. I think I've learned a lot that I love to travel, number one.
Yeah,
I mean, I always knew I loved to,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like I know that I want to keep doing it in the future, like no
Mm,
matter how old I am, and no matter if it's in music or not. I just
yeah,
love to travel and like experience new life because I feel like outside of Tennessee, people appreciate not only different like agricultures and things like that, but like
yeah,
people appreciate music a lot
yeah.
differently outside of state.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I feel like there's so much music in Tennessee and it can sometimes get taken for granted. But when you play at like different places like Bellevue, I just came back from,
Yeah,
a lot of people came just because they don't have a lot of live music that's in Bellevue. And so
correct.
it's
Yep.
kind of cool to be able to bring live music from Nashville to other venues and show
Yeah.
people what Nashville's all about.
Yeah, for sure. I love it, love it, love it. And that's and honestly that's why I love DJing as well because it gets me to meet artists like yourself and I
Yeah.
travel. Have you traveled out of the country yet or just more
No,
America?
I haven't. I want
Yeah.
to though.
Wait till you do that. Wait till you do
I
that.
know.
Yeah, wait till you do that.
I haven't even gone out of the country, period, but next month I'm actually
Mm.
going on vacation for the first time to the Virgin Islands. So I guess that's technically out of the country, but I know
Yeah, yeah,
it's not at the same time. So, but either
yeah.
way, I'm so excited to just like go somewhere
Yeah.
different.
Well,
I'm
you
really
young. Well, you young. You got plenty of time. You still young, so you got plenty of time.
yeah.
And with that being said, as far as the people that you meet, what have you learned to adjust your stage set? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to really, really adjust your stage set to
Yeah.
different markets and different people and different territories. How have you learned to adjust your show set performances?
Gosh. Honestly, I feel like I've gravitated a lot t more towards no, not even that. No. Being in touch with a lot more different types of music that I knew I loved but never would have incorporated in my set actually.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like for example, I'm going to like a college bar in a couple of weeks and we're going to play a couple college venues. But I started looking at like, oh, what do college people like? But then I started realizing actually this is stuff that I would use as like my own inspiration because I love these songs. So I'm like even learning new songs that like people love from, college, as well as I get recommendations from people that are not in college, like 80s rock music or early 2000s stuff that I just already love, but adding it to my set list.
Mhm.
I think I feel like I've grown a lot more with just my set list and as an artist and like making
Yeah,
me well-rounded in music in general. So
yeah,
learning different types of music and like from different artists that I didn't even know about and like having people tell me about their inspirations for
yeah,
just like
yeah,
what they like to listen to. I
yeah.
think I've also adjusted a lot with my own like band as well. I've come up with a really good like a really good support system with my band, and obviously sometimes you have to rotate people out when they're gone, but like
That's
I've come
actually I
up
was
with
gonna. That was
yeah,
gonna be my next question. I was gonna say,
yeah.
like traveling with a big band like that, is that easy? Is it expensive? Like, how you do it?
It's a lot, but I'm very
Yeah,
lucky that I
yeah.
have like my parents' support behind me
Mm,
and also with like being able to have sponsors from different places and
nice.
having people just support me not only just out like in my family but
Yeah,
outside of that.
yeah.
I've been very lucky to partner with a couple businesses to get discounts or also just like sponsorships in general.
Love it.
But with my whole band, yeah, it's sometimes hard to like when someone's out, you have to find somebody else to fill in and things like
Mm,
that. So, it is a lot of money, but you also have to like remember you're doing it for yourself and your business to be able to put money back into your business. So,
mm,
I think that's it, figuring out venues that are gonna make me more in touch with people and with more of an audience
mm.
that I can connect with is gonna be more beneficial in the long run of just like finding
Yeah.
those people.
Love it. And one of the things I do want to ask is like being a because you like I said you're so young and you got a lot of years under your belt and that's rare. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are industry plants, new word industry plants, things like that. Do you feel like people are more receptive to you online, or you feel like people are more receptive to you in person?
Man, that's a great question because I feel like sometimes it can be one way and then sometimes I'm like, maybe it's another. And so like
Yeah.
I feel like it varies
Yeah.
because I feel like just social media in general is just always so like it's changing every day, the algorithm
Mm,
and just like what's going on. But I feel like in-person connections are the most valuable out of anything online. Sometimes like online we see people and like we question like is it genuine and then we meet these people in person and like it's not that way or sometimes it is that way but they're just tired and so like it's kind of hard to see and get like a clear vision of who that person is. So in-person connections I feel like are just so much more valuable, but
yeah.
I also love to connect with my people and I try to like online people from Europe. I know I have a fan base there and um trying to connect with them as much as possible until I'm able to meet them in
Yeah.
person. And so trying to
Yeah.
keep up with that is important. So I
Yeah.
think both, it just varies.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's a great outlook. You know what I'm saying? And as
Mhm.
far as like streaming and things like that, because streaming is very, it's fickle. You know what I'm saying? Do
Yeah.
you find it like also cool to sell like CDs, merch, and things like that in person?
Yeah, I sell like all kinds of different types of merch in person. I don't do CDs, but
Mm.
I would love to do vinyls at some point. I think those are so fun, and I'm like such a vinyl girl, so I
Yeah.
have like a whole entire stack of vinyls in my
Yeah.
music room.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't do anything like that, but I mainly do merch like t-shirts and sweatshirts and things like that. I'm a very big like into style
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
designing.
Yeah.
So I'm very lucky that I have a team that is able to help me design clothing and
Mm.
come up with good strategies to embark my own brand as well
Mm.
as bring in a little bit of my creative self
Mm.
into the merch that I have today. I have like tank tops like these where they're
Yeah.
like kind of cropped like that. And then I also have t-shirts, I have crop tops, I have sweatshirts, I have zip up sweatshirts, and I also have an amazing partner with me who helps me create designs and all kinds of stuff. And
Yeah.
sometimes I just tell him like, hey, this is what
Yeah.
I am looking for, and then like he'll make it a amazing for me, and I couldn't ask for anything better of like an amazing support system.
Yeah, love it, love it, love it. And that's a very, 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 very important. And I was gonna ask that as well too, because being on the road, it can get deteriorating. Your mental health, you be ready to jump off a
Absolutely.
roof. You be ready to
Absolutely.
like, you be ready
Absolutely.
to give it all up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
How do you maintain focus and to understand the cause of the purpose of Jenna K?
absolutely. And I think sometimes it can get really, really
Mm,
it can get really dark at some moments. And like I'm so I'm so like very nitpicky where like if I forget my shampoo, I like freak out. If I forget like a hair tie, I just get so upset. Like the tiniest thing will throw me off and like
yeah,
it'll mess up my whole day.
yeah,
So just knowing that like I do have like my mom and dad who do go on the tour with me,
mm,
and they like even help drive. My dad always told me as a
yeah.
kid, like he wants like all he wants in life is to be retired and to drive my bus for
That's what's
me
up. That's up.
everywhere I go.
That's up.
And so that's what he wants to do as retirement.
That's what's
And
up.
I'm really fortunate that I'm able to have somebody like that who's
Mm,
uh, willing to like do the long hours with me. And so knowing that I'm not alone in this and like people are putting in effort and work for me too. And I even have a mom who like if I like forget the hair tie or the
yeah,
shampoo,
yeah,
she'll go out and she'll buy it for me on the spot and make sure that I'm
yeah,
taken care of. Um, and my mom is not only like my mom, but also she's my manager and she wants to help me
yeah,
manage my whole entire business. And so I'm just really lucky that I'm able to have someone who believes in me so much,
yeah,
to help manage me and not be the crazy momager, but also like know her place of like I'm a manager and I'm
yeah,
also a mom, but I'm separate. So
yeah,
it's good to have people like that. And then also I'm friends with my band and my band really helps support me and lift me up as well. And finding people that are in your corner is so, so hard in Nashville because it's very competitive, but
I
everyone
heard. I've
is
heard.
so
Yeah, I've heard.
nice.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard. Mm,
Everyone is so nice, but you do have to, but like you do have to weed out the bad ones and the good ones, just like you
mm,
do with any friend group. So
mm.
it's good to be able to find that. And sometimes it takes a long time to find it,
Gotcha,
but
gotcha.
most of the time it's under your nose.
Yeah, yeah. It's cool to see the generation. Like I said, I put a lot of years on the college road before social media. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool to see the next generation of talent hitting the road and understand how important it is to hit the road. And I do want to
Yeah.
ask you this: like, you're in great shape. What have you been eating on the road? How do you maintain a great diet?
That's a great question, actually. When like I know when you talk
Yeah,
about when you're saying that like you talk about
yeah.
like educational stuff, this is like something that I take really, really seriously.
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
it is so hard to like figure out what you want to eat, how to diet, how to
Yeah.
take care of your voice as an artist and musician.
Yes, ma'am.
And I even like I'm literally coming out with a video of like all of the things that I use because I lost my voice when I made Smart Sass actually.
Mm,
And I had strep throat and I completely lost my voice. I didn't know how to sing anymore. And so I had to end up going to like three different doctors,
mm.
specialists, therapists,
Yeah.
and also and like did like just people across the board. I went to like masseuses and like just a ton of different things because I had these like giant swollen lymph nodes and
Nose. Yeah.
it was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah.
I just didn't have a voice for months and I didn't know why until I found out I got strep throat. So
Mm.
um I have a whole entire package that I make for myself to go on the road with and but one of the like main things that I can tell you that's in the package is a nebulizer. Those things are
The
crazy
breathing.
good.
Yeah. The breathing. Yeah. They're good. They're
Yes,
good.
it
People. Yeah.
looks like a vape, but I promise you it's not.
Yeah.
It's filled with saline solution, and then there's also I do honey sticks, and so I
Mm.
love myself a good Bucky's on the road, and so Bucky's is my thing. But at Bucky's, you can get like honey sticks, and they're like,
Yeah.
and you could just like have a little quick honey stick before you go on stage, and then when I
Yeah.
get off stage, I make sure I have another honey stick just
Yeah.
to make sure that my voice is coated and nice and hydrated.
Yeah.
Um, a thing that I do stay away from when I know that I'm singing that day is coffee
Mm.
2 hours before.
Mm.
I need to have my coffee in the morning. So
Mm.
like that's like a non-negotiable for me. But if I
Yeah.
do have it, and I know I'm singing, I'll have it super, super early in the morning. So that way I have time to like hydrate my voice throughout the day.
Yeah.
Um, Water, super big. I have a giant jug. It's actually right by my bed, but you can't see it right now. But I
Yeah,
have a
I'm here
giant jug
tearing
I
out my
take
water
with
right now,
me.
as you see.
Yes, water, hydrate or dihydrate. That's what I say. Like,
Yeah, my crystal,
yes, we got our
spring
water.
water. Yeah.
I don't drink like sodas or anything like that because I don't
Mm.
like the fizz. I don't know. I'm a texture person, I guess.
Okay,
So,
okay.
but I have noticed that a lot of people that do have like fizz when they're about to drink or when they're about to sing, it doesn't really do much for them because like the acid in there can or the whatever is in there, the sodium or something, whatever it is that like the bubbles make the bubbles, that can be really harmful for your voice just because it is so drying. So I just recommend like straight water. Even lemon with water is really good
Mm.
in the morning, and it's actually really just good for your face and all
Mm.
that
Okay.
stuff. Just like I don't
Yeah.
know, it's even good for like weight loss if like that's something people are into.
Lemon
I
water.
Yeah, lemon water. I
Well,
love
okay.
it.
Okay.
Um, and I know it's like super easy on the road to be like, let's go get a new greasy food, but I highly
Yeah.
recommend greasy food after you like
Yeah, yeah,
sing.
yeah. You can't. Yeah,
So
you can't do that before. You'd be dead up there.
yeah,
Yeah.
just fruits and everything before you go sing. I try to like yogurts are really good. I even have a yogurt that I'm eating right now.
Nice.
Yogurts are really good. But I know sometimes dairy can mess with people's voice, so even getting like just straight Greek yogurt, even though it's like kind of gross.
Yeah.
So you kind of just have to find out what works for you. But I know that like if like don't limit yourself to like not having the new foods like and all that stuff. So just make sure you have it after you sing. And I know that's so hard to do,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I know sometimes,
Yeah.
okay, this is what Lainey Wilson does, if you
Yeah.
haven't heard, she'll eat potato chips, just straight potato chips, because like the grease in them actually helps like hydrate your voice. And it's
Yeah.
like
Because
really
it's like soy. It's like vegetable oil, something like that. Probably. That's probably.
yeah.
Yeah. That makes
So
sense.
those are really good to eat. Like just things that are a little bit more like have that like natural oil in it, but
Yeah.
nothing too crazy
Too
for your
crazy. Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
I try to not eat 2 hours before I sing though.
Yeah,
Just
don't ever do that. Even like DJing, like that's the thing. Like even like live DJing, like people like yo, you don't eat, you don't drink, because I don't drink. I drink like so like once a year probably if that, but I don't really drink or smoke or
Mhm.
anything. And I tell people all the time, like when you performing and DJing, because it's still exercise, you still gotta move around and interact with the
Yeah,
crowd and stuff like that. So you don't want to be kind of lethargic in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And I do want to ask you this too, like Smart Sass, how has been the response for your fan base? What I mean by that is, do the men like it more or do the females respond more when you perform?
Gosh, that's another great question because I actually just looked at my analytics of like who follows me, who likes what and everything. And it's a good balance actually, which I
Good,
love.
good. Yeah,
I think that like my music can sometimes ca is more catered towards like women, but also it can be generalized to men too. I think that both sides like really have responded really well to it actually. So I'm really honored with that. And
yeah,
but I hope my music just in general can reach an audience that like you can relate to it and use it as a safe space to, jam out to and get your anger out and frustrations because
yeah,
that's what I do is
yeah,
I use music to my advantage to be able to express my emotions.
yeah,
Sometimes that's alone or in the car with people and like music is a way of just like sharing love with other people and like
yeah,
showing love to yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I want to ask you this too. Like, with that being said, like, a lot of artists, they feel like they, especially in I hate to say this, in the urban music department, they feel like social media equates ticket sales. And this is something I really, really want to, I want to stress it so much. And I'm kind of glad I'm talking to you about this today. Because, like I said, you're actually selling hard tickets. You're actually performing in front of people and touring and correctly. You don't have even over 10,000 followers. And what I
Mhm.
mean by that is I'm actually giving you so much respect because you understand the difference. You know what I'm saying? And how
Mhm.
important is it to leverage that hard ticket versus social media?
Gosh. I think that another thing that like can be used to people's advantage or to your advantage is like that what I was saying earlier about like people don't get to experience live music very often. And when you get to go to that state to perform live music, it's a little bit more rare for people to like for people to not want to come because it's like, oh, this is different. Like I would love to see this in person. I think connecting in person is a lot easier to do, especially when you're trying to sell out a venue. When I was in Bellevue, I actually went a month earlier to go and spread tickets and just like talk about myself and as an artist and just like make friends and connections along the way. And I actually made like some really good, not even just like fans or anything or got people to follow me, but also just like connecting with people in general to like have those, like I said earlier, sponsorships and vendors that I could always reach out to. And there's always like somebody in the crowd that you want to know, no matter who they are. And Online though is very important because everything is just online these days. But like
Yeah.
I think people just lose the in-person connection. And so when
Mm.
you do get that, people are feel way more connected to you. There's a influencer that I actually met a long time ago,
Mm.
who just recently popped off, like really big all of a sudden. But before I met her, she was so sweet and everything, like, and I loved her. And so having that in-person connection made me want to follow her. And I think that a lot of people kind of saw that through her social media. So being in person and online the same person is also super, super important,
Yep.
especially when you're trying to
Yep.
sell tickets. Like
Yep.
people want to see, people want to come to your show to like laugh and have fun and smile and like jam out with their friends. They want something fun to do. So you have to create an
Yeah.
environment that's safe to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, yeah, nah, and thank you so much for that answer because, like I said, a lot of artists, and I said, they just hip hop artists, but just any artist, because I consult a lot of people, and I tell them all the time, I'm like, you know, the biggest artists in the world honestly don't even have the most nowhere near the most followers, and even as executives, like most artists, I mean most music executives, you wouldn't even know what they look like, you know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, I do appreciate that answer, and I want to ask this as well too, like you know what I'm saying, you have the new record, Smart Sass. Is there another project coming out, or you gonna just tour this and the next year gonna drop? I gotta ask.
Yeah, I always want to keep you on your toes, but I can't give away too much because
Yeah,
this year
yeah,
I am like in the works with a lot of things.
yeah,
Next year, I'm really excited to like show off a new era of music.
yeah,
And this year, I'm just working on, seeing like and or just like connecting with my audience and showing
yeah.
people who really Jenna Kay is.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I hope I can spread that within my social media and in person meeting connections.
Love it, man. And with that being said, Miss Jenna Kay, I want to ask you this too. Is there a major a record label coming knocking on that door yet? What's up?
Honestly, I'm still waiting. I love to also be
Yeah.
independent right now.
Yeah.
I love like being able to control everything and I also have all of the funds and being able to do things by myself without that. But I would never turn I kind of am a little bit indifferent about like record labels and I would love to explore more options. I've been, introduced in the past and things like that, but we
Mm,
will see what happens in the future.
yeah.
And I hope it looks bright.
Thank you. And that's what, because I kind of wanted to see what you're gonna say. So you did exactly what I wanted to do. So with that being said, right now, 2026. Before we get up out of it. So with that being said, do you feel like artists today should sign, or you think they should go for more of a booking agent publicist route, or just major label take everything they have? How do you feel about that right
Right.
now?
Yeah, I think that like keep your independence as much as you can. And like everyone is different, like, and especially like depending on the genre of artist that you are. Everyone has a different like goal and everything, but just know that you can do everything independently. But sometimes you do need those connections and like obviously make those, but also make sure you're making the right decisions when you make those.
Yeah, love it. And with that being said, Smart Sass.
Bitter Half is all about like being like kind of being sarcastic, and that's what the whole record is about, just being a
Yeah,
sarcastic, smart aleck queen. And
yeah, for
like
sure.
what I want to be,
Yeah,
I want to be like, I want to have great, smart melodies and great,
yeah,
smart lyrics, while
yeah,
also being really witty with the lyrics as well and
yeah,
being sarcastic. That's what every single song on the record is almost about. So,
yeah.
and just like being all the things that I've learned from having a hard time from the past 2 years that I never released music. So,
Mm,
um, that's kind of what it's all about.
yeah,
But Bitter Half in particular is all about just like being witty, making fun of a situation and making light of it. I love how the melody is so like
yeah.
it's so like
And I
lighthearted
want to tell
and
you too,
fun.
not to cut you off. The intro is fire. The intro is like really just a nice, like
Mhm.
16, 15 second intro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It plays in. So I was gonna say, because I was thinking in my head the music part. So when I'm asking the question, I'm like, better. I'm talking about the damn music. Excuse me.
Yes.
But with that being said, you have a nice full intro, and that's actually the intro to Smart Sass. So
Mhm.
what made, like I said, what made you put that at the top of the project? Excuse me.
Gosh, that's a great question. It's one
That's
of my
man.
favorite songs. It's my favorite song on the album.
Yeah.
And it's the first song that I knew was going to be on the album.
Mm,
Um, and I think the wittiness of that song really sets up what Smart Sass is.
yeah.
And that's why I made it the first because number one, yes, the melody is so catchy, and especially that dun 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 dun, dun. And like it's so like fun, but
Yeah.
also like when you start hearing the lyrics, it's then like, oh, this is a different vibe, which
Yeah.
is what I want people to see, like to listen to and think of. And
Yeah.
also with Bitter Half, it's such of a nostalgic song, I feel like, because I'm bringing back that like
Yeah.
doo-wop with the 80s rock pop.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I want people to think about with that song in particular. And
Yeah.
so when people hear it, they're like, "Oh, this is different." And
Yeah,
that's
cause
kind
I'm
of
yeah, cause that's what I'm listening to.
yeah.
I'm like, yo, like you know what I'm saying? Cause I listened to it before, and I'm re-listening to it when I got it
Mhm.
yesterday. So I'm like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And like I
Yeah.
said, the intro is just fire. Cause like I said, as a eight DJs, we love intros. So that's why I was like, that kind
Yeah.
of stuck out to me. So you playing music and get people vibing, you always want those instrumental break parts and stuff like that to play around with when you DJing. So that's why it kind of stuck out to me. Yeah,
Absolutely. And also
yeah,
with music and just with reels and things like that, like all of
mm,
the algorithm stuff,
mm-hmm,
the first 15 seconds of a song with a
yeah.
video, with anything that you do are the most like catching things that you have to get the listener to really reel into. So I'm really happy with the producer I worked with, Eddie Gore, that like helped make that happen, especially for this record.
I love it, love it. And before we get out of here, the bows. I gotta ask, where's my bow? Am I gonna get one in the mail? I need a bow.
Just send me your ID. I
I
got
will.
you.
I will.
Yeah, I got
I
all
need a
the bows.
bow.
I have a whole entire like drawer full
Yeah.
of bows, actually.
But
Like
I need a like autograph from Jenna
I
Kay. I
got
need an
one.
autograph. Okay.
I got you. I actually at my shows, I'll like throw out bows and things like that. So if you
Yeah.
come to a show, you can get a bow
I
too.
will. I
But
will.
throw
I
out
will.
bows.
I've been
And
so busy. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. And then I'll like and then the kids come up to me and I'll sign the bows. So it's really cool.
Got you. I'm with it. And
Yeah.
with that being said, on the note, Gina K, my very last question, as you know, I ask this to everybody. With that being said, you touring right now, you working, new album coming next year. Hopefully, I look forward to listening to it. With that being said, what is one piece of advice that you would give anyone getting into the music business today?
Oh my goodness. Know your worth, know who you are, and don't let anybody change you from that. Like, I can't express enough how many times, not only just like record date labels and things like that can sometimes change you, but also just people in general. Like, know who you are, what you want to make your music about, and like stick to that. Also, be open to feedback though, but like, don't drop who you are just to please someone else.
Love it. With that being said, Miss Gina K, Jenna K, Gina K, whatever you say, make sure you follow her, Smart Sass, on all streaming platforms, man. Mama, where can they find you? Where can they reach you? Where can they get them tour tickets at?
You can find me anywhere at Jenna Kay Music on all social media platforms. You can look at my website to see where I'll be, and hopefully my merch storefront coming soon at jennakaymusic.net.
Once again, we here, man. Better Half streaming right here on DJ Chase Radio, doing some radio maintenance, man. Once again, I got my New York accent, so it's Jenna K. You know this, man. WDJC, DB, DJ Chase Radio, man. Spotify podcast, Apple Podcast, and YouTube DJ Chase TV. Download that DJ Chase Radio mobile app, man. And we out of here. Yeah.